Welcome to the 20th iteration of an Isaiah Duster Conversation. Today we got Ricky with us. You want to tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Sure, Matt. So right now I'm 19. I'm a senior at FIU.
19. Crazy.
Yeah.
He's
Honestly, it's double-edged sword. Psych major, planning on doctorates for physiotherapy soon enough. And yeah, man. Born here, Cuban and Spanish, and that's kind of my life.
Yeah, man, it's hard being a genius. You want to tell the people what it's like having a 250 IQ?
Honestly, it's whatever. I mean, no, because the thing is that I didn't get it because I was necessarily smart. So my family, my dad's side of the family, my grandma owns a kindergarten and she owns K-8.
Private?
Yeah, private school.
I want to make a private school and then send my kids to that private school.
Yeah. So she did that, and I went to the kindergarten. But then one day, my dad's my principal, so I was like, my dad's taking me to school. I was like, Dad, I want to go to school with the big kids. He's like, you can do all the work? And I'm like, yeah. All hyped up. Took me to school first grade. I was bawling my eyes out, man. I was so scared. And then I did that, and when I got into high school, I did dual enrollment. So I started taking college credits since the summer of my freshman year.
It's like before your freshman year or after?
After my freshman year.
Okay.
Yeah, so I started college classes when I was 13. And
Sheesh.
yeah, and then my senior year, since I finished all my classes, I would have had like 3 PEs, 4 office aides, and firefighter class. That was it. So it'd been a waste of time.
Yeah, I was about to say why they make you go to school?
Because no, they didn't make me go to school. I ended up, so I was still part of the school, but I ended up doing NDC instead. So I took like full time 12 credits when I was over there. Yeah.
Man, I debate. I don't know if that's good or not.
What, dual enrollment?
No, like moving ahead in life as fast as you did.
Oh, no.
I can't determine whether or not that's good or not.
Well, like I say right now, it has its pros and its cons. Pros, sure, I saved a ton of cash and credits, but on the other hand, you're so ahead. My freshman year, my junior year at FIU, my first year, I was 17. I just turned 17, and I'm in the upper division classes with people like they're 20, 21. Things like that, and say, "Oh, we're going out tonight. Let's do this. Let's do that."
Yeah,
couldn't do anything. I was 17 with no car, no job, no cash. So that gets kind of lonely a bit, And then girls hear, "Wait, you're 17 and you're a junior?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "That's so good." And then they're like, "Bye."
Yeah, bye.
No one wants to date a 17-year-old with braces in college. So yeah.
But you got a jumpstart on life.
That means you're shallow, though.
Who, me?
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
No, it doesn't. That's nature. Girls don't really go for men that are younger.
No, and believe me, something else 17, you wouldn't want that either. So yeah,
Think about it,
those are rough years at the beginning. But yeah. But thankfully things start getting around.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get a doctor by the time. How old are you gonna be?
So if I don't get in this cycle, so let's see, I'll be 20 when I apply again. 21 when I get in, so I'll be like 24.
Bro, 24. You're done.
That's if I don't change my mind with anything. Yeah.
Most people take it to like 26, 28.
Also depends what program you do. Like if you decide to do, research, if you do medical school, law school, like usually those are older. I say if you want to do residency after you graduate, that takes you more time and more cash. That's a big thing, the money too, man. It's expensive.
So you've how long have you known what you want to do, like physio and all that?
Man, it's been a while. I mean, I started with so many different ideas. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a chef. Then, I was a little fat kid. Then I thought about getting.
Are you still a good chef?
Nah, I can't cook for my life. I can do me an omelet, but that's about it. I wanted to do law for a bit.
Oh.
What about
law, bro?
What, you don't like the law?
Man, look, law. The strain that puts on your life is immense. Like. The workload is insane.
Yeah, but I think that if you feel you're doing good work, helping out others, I think it kind of outweighs that. You feel rewarded.
If you think you're doing that.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, the best lawyers just defend people who are guilty. And get them off.
That's the big thing, too.
And if you want to make money, you got to defend people who are guilty.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's the big thing about it. Like those defense lawyers, they know the guy committed the crime to try and get him off. I couldn't do that.
And then you're a prosecutor. What are you doing? Like, you're sending people to jail.
That's the thing about prosecutors. Like, you just want to get this. They're incentivized to get convictions.
Exactly.
Regardless.
That's a big thing too.
If people just took a step back and they actually tried to find out whether or not someone was guilty all of the time. I'm not saying this is not what they do.
Yeah.
Most of the time. I'm just saying sometimes they lose sight of that and they just want to win.
Especially if the race of the person's minority. That's even the worst part of it all.
Yeah.
You know, that's what that minimum sentencing laws was like the worst thing that ever happened to African Americans.
You gotta leave it. I mean, I agree with maximum sentencing laws. That's important because you want not like saying this is the most time you can get for yada yada crime, because you want to avoid cruel and unusual punishment. Like you shouldn't get 25 years for smoking weed. Like that's insane. I'm not saying they have that now. I'm just saying that's what they want to avoid, right?
Yeah. And
below a maximum, you should allow the judge discretion. That's at least my opinion. Like, allow them to determine how long somebody deserves.
Yeah,
as long as it's under the maximum.
Yeah. So I thought about law for a while. Then I really was into anesthesiology for a bit, but I just looked into the job. You know, sure, I think
that's going to be phased out soon with AI. Wouldn't you think?
Anesthesia? I think you can, but the thing is that. Well, anesthesia, it has the highest rate of malpractice lawsuits. So obviously there's a human element to it. Because let's say, you know, the dose is getting
That's my point. That's my point, though. Because, like, you can determine by somebody... I'm totally naive about this.
Yeah.
But this is what I can assume, right? Their body weight, what procedure they're doing, their height. You can determine how much anesthesia they need, I believe. So why couldn't the AI system do that?
I mean, because, you know...
You get my point?
Yeah, but then, you know, something can hit the fan and then the AI can't think like a person, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, but it is messed up because my marine bio teacher in my sophomore year of high school, she was in metal back surgery, and she said she woke up in the middle of it. She was waking up, and she heard the doctors talking about the Dolphins game that weekend.
Oh,
and then she had to wave her arm, going, "Yeah, I can start feeling stuff right now."
And they were like scrambling, grabbing the scalpel.
That was where she ended the story, but she said she started feeling pressure and messing around with her back, and then that phased her out a bit. So yeah, there is that. And then when I got to FIU, I really thought about getting into prison psychiatry. You know,
you got into what?
Prison psychiatry.
Oh, okay.
So being a psychiatrist for the prison systems. Well, I thought about it. I didn't want to listen to how a guy ate some little kid's liver, you know, the rest of my life.
Whoa, that's like
that's an
maximum security.
That's an extreme
psychopath.
You know, but yeah,
my high school psych teacher worked in prisons earlier in his career, and that'll toughen you up because there's some people, like a large percent of the people in there. I don't want to say large. That's not fair. A larger percentage of the population, of the prison population, is sociopathic. So you're gonna find people in there who do crimes, know it's bad, and don't give a fuck. Like they just are evil people. And then you're gonna find people who fucked up, made mistakes.
Well, even the prison systems themselves, a lot of prisons are private, so they require a minimum amount of quota. So I'm not sure, it was somewhere in the Southwest. I'm not sure if it was Arizona or Nevada, New Mexico, one of those states that they didn't meet their over 90-some% quota. They fined the state. So the state, to avoid those fines, are incentivized to keep people in the prison. You know, I forgot the company name. You can look it up, and it's ridiculous the way they do these things. So yeah, and prison psychiatry, I just couldn't see myself listening to people's stories like that and get desensitized. Over time. So I thought physiotherapy, like helping people, you know, getting to the point where they can do their life again.
So tell me about physiotherapy. I'm not really knowledgeable.
So it's physical therapy.
Okay.
And it depends which kind you do. You can do neuro, you can do ortho, you can do sports. So I've done observation hours in orthopedic and neurological right now. So ortho was pretty cool. It's more, you know, day-to-day things, or I broke my leg, you know, help me get my strength back. Neuro is actually pretty cool. So let's say that you know, got paralyzed. You could actually start to gain the strength and neurological connections to be able to walk again. So I got to see that. It was actually really interesting. Did you by any chance see that guy that wore that exoskeleton to walk on stage last semester at FIU?
I didn't see it.
The guy that was controlling, he's a physiotherapist. His name's Guy. His name's Guy. And the guy's a genius, by the way. He's an absolute genius. He's a NeuroFit 360. Really awesome people over there. And dude, he did that. He carried him on exoskeleton for the stage, and I volunteered for that guy. I saw him do his work. It was amazing the way he does things. So yeah, that was really cool to see. Yeah, that guy's one of his patients.
Do you know who Ryan Shazier is?
Ryan Shazier? Oh yeah, the Pittsburgh linebacker that got wrecked. Yes. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he broke his neck or his back or something.
Yeah, it was his lower lumbar, I think.
Yeah.
His lower lumbar spine. Yeah, he had paralysis, almost near paralysis.
He's not gonna play ever again, though, is he?
No way. No, he struggles to walk. But he's getting better.
He's getting better.
He said his dream is to get back to the point where you can play football. But he might be, like 36 by the time he gets there. Or even older. Who knows?
I don't know. That's really really risky. At that point, you break your back again.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's like God's second chance for that guy to really try to do that again. It's not like a broken toe. You come back for your back, your lumbar, near process.
Bro,
I think that's a second chance.
CNS, all through, bro. All your nerves leave from that area. It's not what you want to do.
Not only that, but he's insanely mobile. He's an athlete.
Yeah.
And to go from living that super active lifestyle to just imagine being without using your legs, the rest of your life.
Bro, that is the utmost. Like, if I was paralyzed, I would prefer to be dead. Like, I don't know.
I think worse than that is being quadriplegic.
Oh,
that's from the neck down. Oh god,
bro,
that's
that. Then I for sure want to be dead. So the legs, I'll contemplate. Like, I'll go back and forth. The quadruped, I couldn't do that.
Top 2 fear right there. Top 2. Yeah, and then number 1 is being a vegetable, and then hearing my family like debate whether or not to pull the plug or not. That was like number 1. Yeah, I guess like it's kind of dark, but yeah, that's like worst fear right there. Like, you see enough movies, you start getting that, like, little complex.
Because I get that. I get that from Black Mirror, where they put
that show screwed up.
God,
that show's ridiculous.
They put them in their consciousness in AI and punish them for years on years, eternally, and it's all happening in like 30 seconds in reality.
The ones that had the little mini conscious themselves, like the guy in the snow globe thing.
Yeah,
I remember that.
That shit is terrible.
That show has, from what I've seen, I haven't seen. I think it was season 3 or 4. I haven't seen that one. But I've seen only like one happy ending until this point. Yeah. And that happy ending wasn't even the best one. It was the one where the girl, everybody in the world, had that little phone that they rate you.
I never finished that one because it creeped me out.
Okay, well, do you care if I run the ending or not really?
No, I don't care.
Okay. So at the end of it, she gets, I think it was a 1-star rating or below that. And once you get to that point, they put you in a holding cell, right? Because she was so obsessed with making good looks in front of these old friends of hers. Because she wanted to get a certain rating, and with that rating, she got like a lower rating from her house, her mortgage payment that she wanted. And she went through all this where she became obsessed. So at the end of it, she gets locked up because she kept messing up. She went crazy, and then she sees this other guy across the room, under the holding cell, and they start yelling "screw you" at each other. You can tell there's some like love in that. So that's like the only happy ending at all. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, no, that show is like exploring all the evil thoughts that humans have.
And the worst thing too is that all of it, none of it's really out there. It's kind of realistic.
Close. It's kind of close. The reason it seems so like real is because it's using real human emotions and like tendencies that we have. But it's just adding. It's like going 10 years in the future potentially. Like things that we can see potentially happening with artificial intelligence. It's bringing it to light with our.
And that episode really puts into perspective because that show, I think, was one of the crazier episodes, or more touching ones, in that it shows how shallow people can be just for a rating. It's kind of like Instagram, like the hearts and the likes and the views. Exactly. That was just rating, and it showed how the people, the real ones, were by themselves. Her brother had a 3.5-star rating, 3 point something, and he just played video games, but he was with his friends and he was unfiltered. She was hitchhiking to a wedding that she was trying to go to look better. And the lady in the truck, she had a 1 point something, 2 point something. And she said, yeah, I couldn't live in society anymore. Everybody was too fake. After my husband died, I realized what was important, and I just couldn't take it anymore. Which is true. Now, whether you're born into that, yeah, you can't really avoid it because you're born into rating people. But if you were to live to see that, I don't really see how anybody could want to live in that.
Yeah, like, think about it now. Like, there's babies now being born into this world. Think about that. Like, really take some time to think about that. This is what they're going to see growing up. Just like we saw cartoons on Saturday mornings, they see Instagram, liking. Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner, Travis Scott. Like, that's what they see. They see all this drama. That's all they see every day, all day.
Yeah, that's what
they're going to grow up into.
I'm going to raise my kids on a farm. That's what I'm going to do.
No, that's not. I don't think that'll work.
No, it's a joke, obviously.
No, I get what you mean. I totally get what you mean. Yeah, but
I think it's showing the real values of life. But also, those kids are introduced to that way too early.
Yeah,
I didn't get my first. Yeah, I didn't get my first phone until I was in high school, my freshman year. So my parents taught me how to develop social skills with even adults. So I'm not afraid to really talk to anybody. Yeah. And I think the worst part about it is, you're gonna say something?
Yeah. The thing about phones that is, you could use the comparison of having your phone when you were a certain age, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, you were allowed other things that phones do now. The thing is, phones are so versatile now that other activities have been reduced. Radio, like walkie-talkies, calling on the phone, have all been reduced into one thing. Playing games, right? You used to have your video game console, or you used to watch TVs. I didn't. I'm speaking for most kids. And I assume you don't either.
I mean, sure, I had like a Wii when I was a kid.
Exactly. That's my point, though. Before you had a phone?
Yeah, before I had a phone.
Exactly, that's my point. But now you play games on your phone. You get me?
No, I don't.
No, you don't get what I'm saying. Like,
the
capability is there.
Yeah.
The capability is there. So what I'm saying is that it's way harder to avoid a phone now than it was.
Oh, of course, because you see your friends playing phones, like, I want to play that, you know? And that's a big thing, too, kids don't have much creativity, I think, as they used to have, because, you know, you don't have the Legos, building blocks.
Because they're not bored anymore. You're not bored anymore. I saw this, my mom told me, she was like, Isaiah, you're never bored like I was. That's why you're not coming up with novel ideas. You're not coming up with anything creative. Because I told her, I was like, I'm feeling less creative than I used to be, and it's really bothering me. And I really don't like that. And it's because I'm never bored. I never have time to free roam. I'm always doing something. I'm either doing a podcast, studying, being with somebody, or I'm on Instagram. Yeah. I'm watching a YouTube video. I'm never just sitting in a chair like this with my eyes open, thinking.
Well,
never doing it.
Yeah, the majority of what you said, you know, you're doing something, you're studying. At least keep your mind active, at least in those contexts.
But do you think that's good? I don't think it necessarily is good.
Well,
I think
you have to balance it out.
I think you need to set time aside to just think. I think that's important. Yeah, if you're a creative, especially.
Yeah, like you don't. At least I have a book that I just like write thoughts in, different quotes I like to listen to, and I've had that book since senior year of high school. You know, just write different things like halfway done right now. And granted, it's not like it's not concrete thoughts. It's just whatever pops in your head. Mm-hmm. You know, it's good to have, but you're absolutely right to think time to yourself. That's definitely important.
I hate being by myself.
That's true too.
Well, I mean, true for me. What's true for you and me might not be true for somebody else. You know, I know people who love being secluded.
Alone in what sense? Like in person
when I'm by myself, I feel like shit. Like
really?
I really don't like it. I like being in the company of others, especially when the company is good. Like, I mean, how would I put this? The only time I can be okay with being alone is when I'm working out, and even then, I like a partner.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's just that camaraderie. Like, it just feels good.
Well, that's a big thing in America too now, that loneliness is becoming a real thing. Because think about it, let's say you saw your friends, you know, partying on Saturday, they didn't tell you anything about it, and you get lonely, or you see all these other people you don't really know, but you have on Instagram or Twitter doing these amazing things, but you're at home.
Yeah,
you're at home doing different things.
Wider.
Yeah, and they already proved the same time that smartphones were introduced to college campuses, the rates of depressive and anxiety disorders skyrocketed. You know?
I think that could also, I don't know if that's necessarily just phones, but I think it's paired with it. I think the culture has become more accepting of depression, anxiety, like saying, it's okay that you have these things, talk to us about it. And I think, I get the motive. Like, I get that it's good.
I see what you're saying.
But I don't think it's good for people. I think it's letting them think that they can feel bad. And you can't afford to feel bad. Right? Of course, we live in a privileged society now where we can technically afford to. But I think that idea that we're allowed to feel bad makes us feel worse. That's just my opinion. I know.
Yeah. I mean, I think once you realize you can feel bad, I think it gives you time to reflect on why you feel bad and what you can do about it.
But I don't think that's how people approach it, generally.
Yeah, that's very true, though. That's very true. But you have to be able to, like, people who are depressed or have anxiety, you have to be able to identify what's causing that and decide whether or not you have to cut that out from your life if it's unnecessary, or you know how to deal with the problem. You know, let's say a lot of your problem comes from, you know, procrastination that leads to, you know...
That's a huge problem.
Yeah.
I see with people. Yeah. I'm not a procrastinator. That's one thing I'm, like, super proud about myself for. I've never been one. That's why college is so easy for me right now. It's compared to high school, like, high school is really difficult for me. College is really easy.
Yeah, and that's good, because you said it's your first year in FIU, right? Yeah, it's going to get harder, too.
Of course, of course.
Yeah,
but
so that's good.
The way that it's set up for me works better, because they give you more time for harder assignments. I'm cool with that, because I've never been a procrastinator. I do it step by step. And I've always loved complex ideas. Like, it's so much better than doing busy work over and over and over.
Yeah.
Like, that numbs my mind. I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's your psychology major, right?
Yeah.
There's some good psych classes. I think one of my favorite classes that I've taken so far has been with Theories of Personality with Taya Taub. Awesome professor.
I'm in that class right now.
Really? With her?
Yeah. Same exact professor.
I love that class.
What's her name?
Taya Taub. Yeah.
That was beautiful. Y'all said that.
Yeah.
Taya Tao?
Yeah, she's a brainiac. She did the same thing. She went to UF when she was 17 years old. She skipped a grade just like me. She had, I was listening to her. We were talking one time last semester. Cause I took what classes I took with her. I took I think I took disorders. I took personality disorders with her, and she was started talking about her life, how she did the same thing. She skipped a grade, 2 years done in college, and she was 17 in UF with as a junior. So that was kind of funny how the parallels in life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's in charge of, like, I think Monroe County and Dade County in terms of I think children and families. She's also a therapist on the side, so she's
got like 4 jobs.
Yeah, she's always busy.
Amazing.
That's why she likes her hybrid classes in a sense, like she could balance that out more.
Yeah, she only teaches one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's working.
Yeah, and that class.
So what? Tell me about the class. Theories of personality.
So basically, kind of teaches you what different types of personality types and their characteristics associated with them. It's pretty fun. I'm not sure how it is now, but you do like different personality tests. Do different like activities to really get an idea of it.
You do like the 5 points at the end of the week.
I didn't do that because I took it twice a week, so it was different. I didn't have all these online homeworks.
So what's the class like now?
So right now, the way she has it is that she lectures on Monday, and then we have the whole week to basically do something called a personality project. I don't know if you did that.
No, we didn't do those.
Basically, what it is that throughout the whole semester, you're doing these assignments, and then she gives you like I think 5 or 6 different assignments, but you can choose which ones you want to do, and they all have different point values. It doesn't matter which ones you do as long as they add up to 5. So if you do those 5 points, so grade them, and
are some of the projects like worth 3 and 2?
Yeah,
and some worth
One of them is worth 3, and it's usually like a 2-page paper every week. But then like there's another one that's like key terms where you got to use like one of the key terms from the chapter and then like relate it to your life, and that's only like 100 words, but it's 1 point.
Yeah, it's just like the amount of effort you put into it. So.
Yeah, and then at the end of the semester, you actually have to look at all of the homeworks that you actually did and turned in, and then use that to evaluate yourself, your own personality.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Wow.
I think introspection is really important. I really do. But I think it can be tricky, especially if you're not good at it. Because then you just find conflicts in your personality, and you just get obsessed with it, and you get confused. And,
like an identity crisis?
Yeah, for real. Like, bro, when I did a personality test, and I went through, and the teacher was going through the scores. He's like, if you got this score. And I'm like, well, my score is higher than everybody else's. And it was basically a narcissist exam. And did I tell you about this? Oh, okay, this is funny. So he was going step by step. He's like, if you got 10 to 15, you're below average. You got 15 to 20, you're about average. You got 20 to 25, you're really high. If you got 25 to 30, you're in big trouble.
Oh, really?
I got 28.
Wow.
I was like, this is me. I like fold the paper. I folded it up and I crumpled it and I just slid it in the trash right behind me.
Damn.
I actually took a test. She actually had us do a test like that in class, but this rated your outgoingness.
Oh, I remember that test. Yeah.
I got a 7.
7 out of what though? Oh, sheesh.
I remember that. I took that class last spring, so I remember my score, but I think I got pretty high on that. But for personality disorders, you would take a test that would score you on what personality spectrum you're on for each. So it's like narcissism. I actually scored above average for that, which I found really surprising.
Yeah.
But for other ones, like antisocial, crazy things like that, it's kind of fun to see where it is. But granted, they're not, huge tests because they're only, a couple dozen questions. It's not like an actual 100-question assessment.
200. What is it called?
Couple hundred.
No. I heard you. But the Minnesota one. What is it called? Help me. It's the main personality exam that they do. It's acclaimed.
Myers-Briggs test?
Myers-Briggs?
Myers-Briggs?
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I think it's something with Minnesota.
Yeah, Myers-Briggs is what they use for jobs. That doesn't.
Yeah, the MMPI. The
Minnesota multifaceted personality.
I haven't heard of that one.
Ask how many questions. Look up MMPI number of questions. I think it's like 200.
Yeah. The Myers-Briggs is like a personality test used for jobs, which doesn't really work.
Yeah, because the thing is that you shift a lot.
Exactly.
567 questions.
Yeah, so
that's comprehensive.
Not only that, but I feel you probably get tired in the middle of the test. So
I don't know if they do it all at once.
I don't think they would. I don't imagine they would.
Because they want you to be fresh.
Exactly. Exactly.
20 questions now, 20 questions later.
Oh, that's too few. I think they could get away with 40 to 60 at once.
Yeah, there you go.
100, you start getting drained. But the thing about these questions is that they're significantly easier than like any other question you get in another subject because it's like things that you should know, right?
Yeah.
Well, at least they're supposed to be formed in a way that doesn't make you think. Like it should just be, boom, okay, I know this, I know that, I know this, I know that. And then they formulate the overall understanding from that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
It's all good.
I guess it's work.
Where do you work?
I work at the gym at FIU.
I knew that. Why did I even ask that?
Yeah, they don't know. Yeah, so I'm one of the attendants actually, aka a-holes according to people on campus.
Really? Wow, I've always had like really good experiences with the
Well, the thing is
assistants.
that... Wait, were you going to say? I'm sorry?
No, I'm pretty sure you're gonna say, but like usually like they tell you like, well, you can't have your bags on the weight.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But I mean, I get it. Like,
Yeah, well,
unless you're on like the weightlifting team.
powerlifting team Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12 to 2 o'clock. That's their designated training times. So yeah, we got some crazy rules. You know, you can't have zippers on the front of your shorts because apparently it's a safety hazard for yourself. You could damage the machines, like the leather on it.
Wait, what?
So like a zipper on your shorts,
My short. I don't even know what you mean.
like if you're wearing like khaki shorts.
Oh no way, for real?
Yeah, you can't have that.
Yeah, some people work out in jeans.
Yeah, which is
They don't let.
which
they
I
don't
think is
let you-
uncomfortable, by the way.
No,
but-
it definitely is. But the only reason people would be working out in jeans is either they're about to go out somewhere and they're trying to get a pump, or they came from a class, didn't plan on working out, things changed, and now they want to work out.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact because that's what happened to me.
yeah.
I came from class, I had no expectation of working out. Things changed, and I was like, "Oh, now is the time I should work out."
Yeah.
So I went to work out.
Yeah.
Started lifting mid rep. He's like, "Yo, you gotta leave." I was
Exactly.
like,
That's what it is. So you can't have jeans. You can't be wearing open-toed shoes or
I wore slides once, and they didn't catch me. I was
you got
hyped.
lucky. Nah, I got some guy actually for that last week that he was wearing slides. It sounds like, but be nice about it. Okay, like, I'm sorry, we have this policy. Any shoes you can change into? You have this or that. Like, no, man, I'm sorry, don't.
Can you go barefoot?
You gotta leave. Dude,
That's almost worse, right?
dude, I see people squat in socks, and I gotta tell them, look, man, sorry, you can't do that. So then, yeah,
That's the safest way to squat. Actually,
it is, but
it's good for your spine. Like,
yeah. So no, oh yeah, you can't have huge holes in the side of your shirt. It's another one.
There's a
Girls,
big sign outside.
yeah, girls can't have crop tops.
Unless you're wearing like a jacket or something.
Yeah,
One of those.
that. What's another one? Yeah, bags. That's a big one. Bags on the floor.
yeah.
And then if you're nice about it, you know, I'll remember you, and then it'll be easier to to talk to you. But if you're a jerk about it, it just makes it worse for everybody. It really is.
Skateboards.
Skateboards.
I've seen people who bring skateboards onto like the floor and put them like next to the treadmills.
Oh,
Okay, no,
yeah.
that's dangerous.
Yeah, it is dangerous. And
Like of all the things that you said, like that's the one that I would actually be like, okay, that's a legitimate gripe.
Oh,
people, people put them
You've
on.
done that?
People
Why?
put them.
Well, you at least put it up, right? You didn't like
No,
leave
it
it.
goes in front of the treadmill.
Oh,
Okay,
so
that's
nobody
decent.
can get to it. Nobody can
That's
get to it.
decent. Yeah, people sometimes leave on top of the trash cans, and that's a big no-no too. And it's funny because there's some people that you'll talk about the bags and they'll hide it. So right now on the weight floor on the downstairs, there's this huge pile of weights that we have to get racked soon when we get the new machines.
Oh, and they put it under the mat. The seat?
the tarp. No, they don't. They put it behind it.
Oh.
But then you see them because it's a small space. And you're like, dude, I saw you, man. Can you please put it away? And they get mad. Start cursing at you. And dude, I'm just doing my job. It's not my rule. It's just
There's cubbies for a reason.
yeah.
I can understand why people don't want to put it there though, because like you feel it's vulnerable and like,
Exactly.
people can take it.
And then
That's what I carry like a padlock on.
That's good.
You can't open it.
that's good too. But also we have lockers in the locker room that
They're
we
always
put
taken.
stuff. Yeah, they're always taken. And then when I work pro shop, is where we sell soap, shampoo, snacks. We sell locks, combination locks.
They're too expensive.
They're $10, dude.
Yeah, they're
I
expensive.
tell every person that tries. Hopefully, they don't hear me at work with this. I tell every person that tries to buy a lock, dude. Cubbies are safe. We got cameras. Just take the L today, and just go to a dollar store get a regular lock for a couple bucks because it is ridiculous.
It's funny because like I actually bought a lock from there.
Oh,
and I returned
bud.
it the next day.
Oh, okay, good. Good.
There you go.
Good.
Yeah, so you say your experiences are great, are good. Yeah,
Yeah.
because dude, everybody that works in the gym are all great people.
Yeah, they're nice.
You know Jay Graham?
I love Jay Graham.
Did you just say Jay Graham? So his first letter of his first name is Jay?
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Bro, I know a Jordan Graham.
Oh,
Nah.
He's one of my best friends.
Okay.
I was like, whoa.
Jay Graham.
I
That guy.
went to high school with him.
Really?
I knew him when he was skinny. Like,
dude.
super.
Wait, is he swollen out?
Oh, dude,
He's
he's huge.
I was worried you were gonna say like,
Yeah.
he's fat as shit.
No, dude, that guy's gonna outlive everybody. I'm telling you, he knows so much about nutrition, lifestyle.
Is he a nutritionist?
He's a personal trainer, but he listens to different podcasts. I forgot when he told me to start listening.
He has a podcast?
No, he listens to one.
Oh, he should start a podcast.
I'll see if he has.
If he knows so much about nutrition,
but that guy's so busy right now. He's doing his internship, as far as I know, from his undergrad. You know, he's a personal trainer. He tutors on the side, and he's a supervisor at the gym. So he has a ton of things going on. But yeah,
what does he tutor for?
I think he's like little kids math, I think. But yeah, that guy's an absolute genius with all that stuff. So like, he's gonna live to like 120.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But I remember like back in high school, he was super skinny. Like
yeah, he showed me the pictures.
Like a toothpick.
And now, how tall is he?
He's about like 6 feet, 6'1".
Yeah, he's like 6.
And how heavy is he?
I don't know how heavy he is now.
But he's swole.
Yeah, actually, I think I'm on Instagram. You can see the picture if you want.
You can.
I'm trying to get like that. It's time.
Yeah, I'll look him up. Yeah, he's a super cool guy too.
Tell him about the podcast so he can listen to it. Let's talk about it.
Lindsay.
Yeah, Lindsay. She actually graduated.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, she already graduated. She was a cool person too. I used to be coworkers with her.
Yeah, no, I remember I had her for a couple of classes in high school. But they were both really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no,
let me see.
You look at him, he is scary looking, but he's really
nice. Yeah, it's the beard.
He's the nicest guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see.
Like back when I was doing PA and we had to go to like the gym for the afternoon session. Like I would just sit there and talk to him, and we'd just stand at the front, making sure the students.
Yeah, that's him now.
God damn.
Yeah,
his legs. He actually is like really balanced.
If you scroll all the way down,
most people don't pay attention to the legs like they do the upper body.
Yeah, they look upside down pyramids.
Yeah,
you know? That's a big thing too. People don't understand that the legs are the biggest muscles in your body.
That's true.
And you have to keep those healthy too.
I think they. I just think they don't care because I saw the study, right? So, they asked women what body part they like most about men, and 45 is chest, then something arms. 2% is your legs, your entire legs. They don't give a fuck.
Then you see that, then why straight legs?
Like, huge up here and then chicken legs at the bottom. And
most girls said okay, at the very extreme, that's ugly. Otherwise, I just don't care. My girl told me the same thing. She's like, if leg days hurt that much, just don't do them. Like, I'm like, yo, chill. Like, I don't want to look like that.
Dude, it's like that Kevin Hart joke. He said how his uncle came out of prison. He said he just focused on the upper chest.
Yeah.
So he struggles to stay standing up top.
Yeah, no, that's literally, like, I've seen people that look that ridiculous.
I'm going to be honest. I don't do leg day as often as I do other days.
Well, you play basketball, so that kind of...
Not anymore. I retired.
Not anymore?
Yeah, I retired.
Okay.
It just makes me so angry. I can't.
There's a lot of hotheads in the gym for no reason.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. You know the story.
Yeah,
I'm not going to tell. I ain't telling that story.
You're telling me, okay, just from so I can give a perspective. I was working, this was a few months ago, beginning of the semester, and man, there's nearly 2 fights in the same day because people get upset about, missed calls. Some guy called the other guy a wimp or something. And he's like, let's go outside. And go, dude, just chill. You're in college. Don't throw it all the way over a basketball game that nobody's going to,
you'll get expelled for a fight.
Keep your stats on.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Not only that, you could also get charged with, assault. And then, God forbid, you actually beat the guy down. He could come back and sue you, for any damages you caused him.
Real world. It's way different.
Oh, yeah. That's the difference. Yeah.
When you were 17, you low-key were like, wow, y'all really could die. I mean, y'all could really go to prison if you try some shit with me.
That was the perspective I had, too. But the thing is that I didn't look really 17.
You don't look 19 now. You look grown.
Yeah.
I don't look my age at all.
No.
I look like 16 years old.
Yeah.
I got a friend.
Yeah, that's a freshman thing, though. But, yeah, I've always been a bigger kid, and the way you kind of show myself and act a little mature. Yeah, and that's him.
Yo,
yeah,
he was skinny fat. Not only was he skinny, but he was skinny fat.
Yeah, and now he could kill anybody he wants to.
That's loud. That's amazing. If you think about what you can do with your body, that's insane.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. Those American Ninja Warrior games, Titan games.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
It's funny, super big people can't do those things. You have to be balanced.
Well,
strength to body weight ratio is important.
Well, Titan games, it's more power, so you could do that.
Oh, I don't know about Titan. I was talking about the American.
Oh, yeah, that's more, calisthenics and
we were talking
CrossFit
about
type deal.
Yeah, we were talking about ninjas on the last podcast.
Really?
How they have to be like super light. Because
Yeah.
imagine if you're doing a front flip in the air, you gotta land soft.
I think the way they show how to walk is you walk on the balls of your toes and
Yeah.
you're crouching
No,
down
the
with
balls
every
of your
step.
feet. It can't be the balls of your toes.
Oh, balls of your feet.
Yeah.
You're right. My bad.
Just
Yeah.
creep slow.
Yeah, walking slow. And I tried that at my house. The things that there's on the second floor is hardwood, so you kind of hear the
Creaks?
creaks. Yeah. So
Wait, see, this is my thing. Like, I really, when I make my house, I want to have hardwood floors, right?
yeah,
But why do they creak? I hate that. Is there a way you get rid of that?
I
Like,
have no clue.
It's actually because of like the atmosphere outside.
Yeah.
So obviously, when you know that materials expand and contract.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially wood.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So usually metal and wood is like what. That's pretty much what a metal, wood, and concrete is like what a house is made of typically.
Yeah.
So the metal and wood in the house will definitely creak because it expands during the day. And
Metal doesn't, does it?
metal expands.
Oh,
So it expands during the day, and at night it kind of just shrinks, and then it leaves a bunch of open space between like the molecules. So like when you press against it,
Mm-hmm.
they kind of rub against each other to make that sound.
What's your major?
It's like,
It's like, you gotta worry about the hypermolecules. They're gonna
Yeah.
combine. They're gonna
My bad, man. Let me mute this.
Alright, so.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's
Again,
crazy.
2 for 2.
So yeah, so how do we fix this problem? Because I really want hardwood floors. Obviously, you can't have concrete. That's ugly as hell.
I really don't think you could fix that.
You have to be able to. I believe the scientists can do something.
if anything,
I believe.
plastic.
But you
Oh,
know,
like fake hardwood.
Yeah, but we got too high. Your oh, you mean like the fake plastic floors?
Yeah.
But you can make it look real. I'm sure you.
Yeah, yeah. That's what we have in our house. Fake hardwood floors.
But it still makes a noise, right?
a little bit, but that's just the way it is. But
I'm not willing to.
but
accept
I think it's houses. But it's actually houses in Florida for the most part. They're made with concrete.
Yeah.
Just because of hurricanes. Because I went to Georgia over break to see some family. Their house is made entirely out of wood.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
The older houses.
No, and even new houses too. You know, our houses. I wanted to go see some houses just for the fun of it, dude. Outer layer straight wood.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It gets cold because the heat's not as insulated as it would be with concrete.
Oh, you're right.
That's why cabins get so cold. I didn't even think of that.
No, cabin that actually keeps the cold. Wood helps
Oh, really?
the cold out better than.
Oh, then it just be cold for no reason then.
Well, granted, up there it was in the 30s when I went, so it was gonna be cold either way.
Where do you want to live? Like for the rest, like when
I
you
don't know. I
settle
mean,
down.
I say I hate Miami. I just hate the traffic and some of the
So
people.
you hate big cities.
That's the thing, but there's also like having the option for that.
Exactly.
But I do want to have my own space or a house. You know, I have a couple acre lot.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Exactly.
So would you say you would like to live in the city, but also have an estate in the middle of nowhere?
I don't think I want to live in the city unless I actually have a job. Unless I live in an apartment in there. But I see myself maybe when I'm younger now. But when I get like settled down with the family, you know, there's some nice places in Broward that have open space.
So you want to stay in Florida?
Yeah, I want to stay in Florida for sure because I love my family too much. Right, I can't do that to them. I can't like take off. At least I don't see myself doing that now. People change.
I don't have much family down here, so I mean,
I can see
my
that.
my family's in the Midwest, so they'll be in Iowa.
Really?
Yeah,
I got you.
I was born in Iowa,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, my family's not super big, and you know, it's not like Hispanic culture. It's like
Okay.
at least my American family is white, and that's just not the culture. It's like you see each other every once in a while, and that's
I
that.
got that.
Everybody has their own individual family, right? But yeah, all my dad's side is in Ethiopia, so
Oh, really?
yeah, I don't even
Damn.
know him very well.
You were in Ethiopia? Ethiopia. Wow.
Yeah, when I was
Ah.
2, I was gonna go back this past summer, but they're dealing with like civil war right now, so I don't really want to go over there.
Damn. But you're an only child, or?
I am.
Oh, okay. See,
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that it's easier to detach. Maybe.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, because
I hate it though.
Yeah, I'm one of 5. So.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I'm 19. My sister's 18. She goes to Nova. My sister's 17. My sister turns 16 in April. My brother turns 11 in April.
They're all so close.
You're outnumbered.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, you're the oldest?
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, my parents had me with the year after they got married. Like, yeah.
That makes sense.
Happy.
Best
surprises.
baby.
That's what they say.
That's the best baby.
Yeah, because everybody takes care. They're so focused on you.
Your family is really, really like good. Like you guys did it right. Like
One after the other?
Yeah, y'all got married and then had a kid, which is really rare to see nowadays.
Whether it was planned, that's debatable. But
Huh?
whether it was planned is debatable. But either way, they're happy.
I mean, after you're married, I mean, Who cares?
At
It's like,
least you got structure.
let's get started.
Sometimes there's an adjustment period.
I mean,
That's true too.
Because the thing is that some people never live together.
oh no, that's a mistake. I think that's a mistake. My mom and my dad told me that you should always live with the person before you marry them, because
that's what my cousins did.
not only does a loving relationship have to have like emotional attachment and love, it has to be functional.
Like
If
compatibility.
If y'all can't really live together, like if let's say she doesn't clean at all and you do all the cleaning, that's not sustainable.
Yeah.
If she does all the cleaning, you do nothing, that's not sustainable.
Obviously.
Y'all gotta balance it. You gotta be functional in the house.
Yeah, give and take. That's what it is. You get out what you put in. That's what my uncle tells me
Sounds like
too.
a Gatorade commercial. Get out what you put in. Where you splash it. Oh, let me not ruin the Bible.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, actually, fun fact about Gatorade. That was actually made by the University of Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Gatorade, right? That's what they call it.
Yeah, because I think before they used to use sugar water for the athletes.
I mean, it
like,
works.
It would get them
It
a bunch
does.
of energy, but
Sure.
it's like, I think this is so flawed because usually, like, by the time they're done with the game, they're all dead.
Yeah, and then they're like, electrolytes.
That's just disgusting though. Sugar water.
I mean, that's what Gatorade is. Like 34 grams of sugar.
Oh yeah, that's why
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why unless you're playing 4 games straight of basketball, I don't see a point why you have to drink Gatorade. Yeah.
People drink it for hydration. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, if you're like high intensity sport, by all means.
So, like, if you like did a workout, at least like if you work out more than you sit down and you're constantly working out, then I get just drinking it for hydration. But
It's just the amount of sugar.
I
Though.
see gamers drinking a shit ton of Gatorade and Red Bull.
Yeah, no,
Or
that
mix some Mountain Dew.
Yeah, literally.
fucking horrible.
Like, I see them mix that shit on Twitch. Like, you ever seen?
I don't watch Twitch streams for the same reason I don't watch television shows that don't have an ending. It's like I feel like there's no purpose to this.
You mean like reality shows?
Yeah. Like if you don't have an ending planned, a resolution in mind, if you're not telling me a story, I don't want to see that shit. So a Twitch stream, I'm just like with them. That's why I don't watch Instagram lives. Like none of that, because it's just you being you. Like what the fuck? I don't care about you that much. Like you got to create some content for me to care about.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I did watch Twitch streams though, just for
Watch what?
Twitch streams. Like I did do that. I'm
What is
doing.
that?
Oh, okay. So Twitch is like this platform. It's a streaming platform, and people usually play video games and talk.
Oh, okay.
That's basically what the.
Okay. I see what you mean. Like YouTube, they had the screen and they had them playing it.
Yeah,
I never really got into that, but
that's good.
Yeah, but they've actually
It's foolish.
It's become more like just like a live streaming thing more than it's mainly gaming, but like people do all kinds of things there. So here's the weird thing. I know Twitch. I've heard of Twitch streamers that literally just turn on a camera in their house like this, and they just point it at the living room, and the person just walks around like going about their daily lives.
That's some lonely shit, and I've noticed that it's coming around now. ASMR, mukbangs. Do you know what a mukbang is? When you get a big ass plate of food and just eat it
in front of a camera.
Oh, what was the name of that show that they used to have on YouTube? Oh my god, it was just like they had this scene where they would just put this massive thing of food.
Yeah.
I heard what that was called.
And I'm starting to come to the realization. First of all, mukbang started in Japan, I think. Korea. Yeah, because as a method of so there's a lot of people living by themselves in apartments. Exactly. So they don't want to eat by themselves, so they'll put on a video of somebody eating, and it's like having a companion. Bro, that's sad as fuck. Oh my god. Yeah. That is so sad. And since it's growing in American culture, I'm sensing that we're starting to feel lonelier and lonelier.
Well, I think it was on Joe Rogan podcast listening to this, and I forgot who was talking about. They're saying how even though populations are becoming insane, increasing at such an insane rate, but loneliness is just increasing. Yeah, and that's just people are not becoming dependent on one another because people are all together. They don't know how to communicate anymore. They don't communicate. They don't rely on one another. They don't go each other to help out. That's why people in cul-de-sacs are usually happier because they know their neighbors. Now you don't know your neighbor. You don't talk to them.
Yeah, like I only say hi to my neighbors. Like I don't go over. Yeah. Granted, they're totally different ages from me. It would be kind of weird, but like that kind of atmosphere. Back in the day, like in the same neighborhood I'm in now, I would always go to my neighbors' houses. Yeah. And now I don't.
No, when I was a kid, when I was in my old house, I lived in the corner street. Essentially, kind of the same thing. Dude, we would go to neighbors' houses all the time. You would cook. Dude, my dad met my neighbor on the front lawn, just doing the lawn, edging the grass, and like 2 minutes later, they're end up drinking beer in the front lawn. Yeah, they're like best friends now.
That's how I met my best friend. My dad saw this guy putting up shutters for like a hurricane.
Yeah.
And then like they were like, oh, because we had never experienced a hurricane.
Oi, why you doing that there?
No. And he offered to help us. So literally, my dad helped him, and then he helped us. And then like after the hurricane, me and his son became best friends.
Yeah, and that's cool. And then after we moved, because we moved to back to another house. I think I just turned 16. Dude, I don't know any of my neighbors. You know, my only neighbor actually knows my uncle that he lives down the street from me. That's it. And the corner neighbor that he's actually a cool guy, but we never see him. So,
I've had this dream, like I really want to create a whole neighborhood, like a whole, like, I don't want to say town, that sounds kind of whack, but like just a small neighborhood where everybody comes together, like on the 4th of July, everybody comes out for fireworks.
Oh,
they all go to the same private school that I started.
That's what's in the 70s
it's like
and the 80s.
A perfect school where it's like the education makes sense, where there's no busy work. We're using the Socratic method. We're getting students off their ass, critically thinking about really interesting topics, fixing problems instead of just commenting on them. Like, I noticed that's a big thing our age group does. We just like to comment on shit. Like, all right, let's fix it. Like, okay, yeah, phones are destroying communication. How do we fix that?
Yeah, thoughts are cool, but action matters more. The way you execute it.
Exactly. So, like, my thought is cool. I have no idea how to execute. I don't know the first thing about starting a school, which means I gotta get to know some people. First step, I gotta get to know some educators.
Yeah, that's the big thing too. When you think about it, even like the 70s and the 80s, my dad tells me stories how, you know, they knew everybody in the neighborhood. You know, like, you have the neighborhood kids throw oranges at passing cars. You know, that's what they did. It was the 70s in Hialeah. That's what they did. Yeah. So that's like this whole. He says it's wholesome fun. But
I wonder if that subliminally affected why you said the word wholesome. It says wholesome on the shirt. I wonder if you glanced at that somehow. And
maybe, I don't know. That's what it explains it to me. Just wholesome fun. You know, that's just funny. Like one time,
fun. I'm reaching.
Reaching. Yeah, so like that's the way things were closer back then. Things were nicer. You know, now you don't see kids playing on the street.
Yeah, that's a shame.
My brother used to play on the street, but then all the little kids around him became assholes.
Well, I think it's, you know, a big thing too is just the amount of crazy people there's in the world now, man.
Yeah, no.
I don't believe that at all.
You don't believe that there's some crazy pedophile out there wants to touch a kid?
No, I do believe that, but I think that's how it's always been. I don't think it's any worse now. Actually, I don't know. Maybe. I think there is maybe more increase. Maybe, but I know for a fact that the media covers it differently than they used to.
Well, maybe it could be the same amount, like in terms of like the ratio in terms of population, but the easiness it is to get. Let's say you're, you know, God forbid, I'm not advocating for this, but let's say you're some weirdo. You can just make a fake account on Instagram or do this or do that. You know, there's
catfish,
yeah, you know, so it's easier for them. So it's kind of maybe becoming more clear now what's really going on.
Yeah, I understand.
It's kind of like you said, it's always been there, but there's also been an increase, and now because of like media and like this access to information, like we have like the whole sex offender registry is online. You can look to see who's around you, so that people are more aware of it now.
Yeah, and you also know there's some sickos out there in the neighborhood. You don't want your kid going out there. God forbid anything happens to them.
And like all the horror movies like made from 1973 have been about the same thing. It's it's like the sociopathic suburban murderer stealing your kids. Yeah. And that he rapes them and then he kills them. That's basically what every horror movie from 73 is about.
That's every parent's worst fear.
Exactly. And that's why they make those movies. Because they know that that's every parent's worst fear. And they feed off that and they sell it up. Make a ton of money.
You can't even trust like people to like have your back anymore almost. Because my grandma would tell me stories that like there was this guy who would like hit on like the high school girls when they were coming back home from high school. And then she told her brothers, and then literally he and a group of friends of his went to go beat that guy up.
Good. That's good. Yeah. Good job.
Mind you, this was back in like the 50s.
I wish he would have settled it mano a mano first, because I don't really believe in the idea of jumping people. But I guess in that scenario, sure. But
that happened in my high school too. At least from when I heard that, you know, this guy hit his girlfriend, a couple guys, you know, went at him, which, you know, I supported a bit. Maybe not to the extent as like a bunch of guys doing it to him, but, you know.
A man should never hit a woman.
She was their friend. No, obviously not, dude. If you do that, you should be buried under the prison. You know, that's really messed up.
If anything like that, the way that situation probably should have been handled is maybe all of the guys go, but only one of them fights him, and the rest are just there to make sure he doesn't run away.
The thing is that she was all their friends. Like it was like a group of couple guys, and she was their friend. You know, so obviously there's that like.
Yeah, you kind of want to defend your friend.
Exactly.
Man, relationships are tricky, super tricky. Like understanding the dynamic. Imagine this. Like put it in perspective. Do you understand yourself well?
I try to.
You try to, but not really, right?
Nah,
So now you're encompassing another person just as close to you as you are to yourself, damn near. You're willing to create a life with that person. Now try to understand that shit. Good luck, bro. Good luck. That's what I said last time on the last podcast. I said humans are smart enough to understand a problem. They're not smart enough to fix it. This is my thing. Simplify your life. If you simplify your life, then you'll understand the true meaning. Like, go back to your basic instincts. Yes, having sex is a natural instinct. Do it. Have kids. You're supposed to. I see people who like get later in life without kids and they look devastated. Like you missed out on your like potential. You know, this is what you're supposed to do. Adopt. It's not the same at all. And I get it. It's a very good thing to do to adopt. Like it is. But it's just not the same.
I think that's more of an ego thing, not wanting to adopt. Because you want to see like a little version of yourself.
I think it's more than that. Like, I don't know if you mentioned this to me. Whatever. Genetics definitely play a part. Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah. Genetics play a part in the attitude and temperament of people. True too. It's genetic. Yeah. Like, that is not your kid, and he may not act like you, no matter how you raise him. Yeah. That's another reason why I don't think it's just ego. I think it matters. I think there's a reason there's such an aversion to it.
Yeah, ego. Yeah, naturally, ego was too broad of a statement, but that is true. You know, you want.
You said superfluous?
No.
Oh, yo, what does superfluous mean?
I don't know. No, I said ego is too big of a statement.
Okay.
Yeah. It's too a little too broad, but you're saying this has substance to it, just because it'd be hard to raise a kid and then have that kid say, "Oh, you're not my father. You're not my mother." Yeah,
and it's true. Like,
it's an adjective.
I don't know what that means.
And it means unnecessary.
Here you go.
Chastise me.
And imagine, finding out you're adopted when you're 17, 16 years old.
You see, that's why, like, if I ever adopt, I'm gonna make sure, like,
they know from the beginning.
Either that, like, not directly tell them you're adopted, like
after they're 7. Because 7, they can start doing logical thought. I think that's the metric.
Well, like, I would get like an Asian kid or something, or a white kid.
So they know. They're like, okay, look,
like, listen, I love you, but you know that for a fact you're adopted, and that doesn't make me love you any less. He said, like, I don't want you like to have to go through this trauma of
Well, you guys ever heard of Aaron Judge? You know who that is?
A baseball player, right? For the Yankees.
Yeah.
He's cold.
Yeah, he's adopted.
Okay. Well,
yeah, and he didn't. I don't think he found out until he was older.
Yeah, but I feel like your kid, because if you like say I adopt a black kid, he kind of looks like me. He'll think like he's my actual son. I wouldn't have the heart to tell him he's adopted.
Hey, Dad, and you're like, no.
That's cold.
That's cold.
I would say yes, you're my son for sure. Like you are mine. Like,
but then he's gonna understand. What do you mean you're my dad, but you're not my dad? That doesn't make any sense. And then you have to explain birds and the bees, and that's when it gets tricky. No. Why do they call it that, bro?
Birds and the bees?
Because bees sting?
I don't know.
I have no clue.
Bro, that's stupid. Let me not call it stupid before I understand.
Yeah, I don't understand why they said that, but...
It's kind of cool, though.
What was your... did you guys ever get that Project Wise when you were in high school?
Project Wise.
Like that education thing?
Dare?
No, Dare's for drugs, and that's stupid. That doesn't work.
I got sex ed in like 5th grade.
No, I got this in high school, 9th grade. It was like every couple of weeks that they would sub out our class for sexual education, but it wasn't necessarily even teaching you about sex. It was more of the dangers associated with it. Yeah, they did a PowerPoint. I never forget this. It was like one of the first 2 meetings. They did a PowerPoint on all the different types of STDs with the pictures of what they were.
I don't think that works either.
That's just scaring them.
Yeah.
And granted, I think they showed condom use, but even then, it was just the scare factor was more outweighing the actual education. At least that's what I got from it.
I think if you teach if you first tell the students everything great about sex, like, oh, it's your nature to reproduce, like, we understand the urge. Yes, you're gonna do it. We want you to do it safely. Here's how. Avoid these things. Be careful with who you have sex with. Don't be under the influence when having sex to avoid yada this, yada that.
And on that topic, dude, you gotta be careful in Miami. That Miami has
the highest HIV rates.
Well, actually, I was gonna say that Atlanta took over that title.
Really?
Yeah,
I am not surprised.
Atlanta took over that title, so we're probably like number 2 or number 3 now.
I think
Big cities, big southern cities have always had a problem with that. Always.
Just wrap it up, man. Just wrap it up.
By the way, it's the birds and the bees because it's a metaphor for bees
pollinate. I knew it.
Bees pollinate
something like that.
Flowers, they pollinate the eggs.
Okay.
So let's get
Okay, but where the
pollen is
birds?
sperm.
Why birds? Because I know they just call women birds, but why?
I never heard
Because
we
they
called a
have-
bird.
they have-
Really?
That's like an Iowa thing, then.
No, it's not.
No,
No, it is not.
I've never heard a bird.
Men are the bees, women are the birds.
No, but I've never
They
heard.
have
I've
eggs.
never heard somebody just call a man a bee. Like
I've never heard of that.
But I've heard women be called birds.
I've never heard that in my life.
Really?
First time right now.
I've
He's
never
heard it.
that.
I've heard that, yeah.
No,
Never
that's
heard
definitely not. Bro, first of all, I don't even remember anything from Iowa. I came from there when I was like 8, like 9. So everything I learned, keep in mind, I always say like the 9 years I spent in Iowa were so much different from the 9 years I spent.
People are nice up there, right?
That's one thing, but that's not what I was trying to address. And from the 9 I've spent here, because for the years I spent in Iowa, I can't even remember because you can't even remember the years before you're 4.
Yeah.
So like that's like 5 years of experience, and I was a little kid and I couldn't really analyze anything. So yeah, I've been raised in Miami. Like that's my experience as far as I'm concerned. Like yeah, I have family from Iowa. For nostalgic purposes, I do want to visit again and like see,
That'd be cool.
look around and stuff.
Yeah.
But maybe you learn a lot of things in your first 7 years of life, like your fundamental thought patterns or behaviors.
Well, that's what they say that your personality is kind of defined at within that age. But what aside from like Miami, would you want to live anywhere else?
Yeah, I don't see with the podcast, right? Like we're building connections here in Miami, and I'm not necessarily worried, but maybe I'm a little concerned that we won't have that base somewhere else, and that's the only reason I would be hesitant to move. Otherwise, I want to look around. I want to see what's there. Like I want to see what cultures, not necessarily the world, because I do want to live in the United States. Like I know that for a fact. Living, of course, I'll visit everywhere, but I do want to live in the United States. I just don't know what city. I've thought Houston. I thought Atlanta shortly. I definitely don't want to go to Atlanta.
Dude,
now.
traffic sucks.
Yeah, I loved Atlanta. I went there for like a weekend with my father.
Oh, it's really
super
nice.
fun.
No, it's really nice.
That's when LeBron was coming back on the Warriors from down 3-1.
Really?
Yeah, I watched Game 6 in a bar in Atlanta, and it was turned to like it was really fun. Atlanta was fun, but I don't think I want to raise a family.
Yeah. You know, when we go to because my family live in Woodstock, Northwest. My dad's cousins.
Woodstock.
It's northwest of Atlanta. It's about like half an hour. So it's a nice place where they live, and Atlanta's nice too. But dude, traffic's so much worse than Miami. It was bad. When we were going back home, driving 12 hours straight. It was Sunday in the morning. Traffic
in Atlanta.
Oh yeah,
in the morning, bro.
And
that's not rush
on a
hour.
Sunday.
That's
on
a
Sunday.
shame.
On a Sunday.
That's such a shame, bro. Like I can't tolerate that. Traffic is one thing I cannot tolerate. Like this semester, I took morning classes, and I'm so angry at myself because I don't live on campus.
Yeah,
and it irritates me to an extent like I can't express properly. I hate traffic.
I sign up at 4:30 in the morning.
All my classes are in the afternoon.
That's different.
Yeah. So just give a reason why. So Thursday night through Monday morning, I live in Homestead. Right. That's where our house is. I'm up at 4:30 Friday morning and Monday morning. Right, to get to class because Homestead. If you leave there at 5:30, it's gonna take you 45 minutes to get to school. But if I do 4:30 in the morning, it takes me about a little under half an hour. And then the rest of the week, I'm Pembroke Pines with my grandparents. I get up at 5:15, and that takes about 25 minutes. It's like I thought he was right in the middle.
Yeah.
And then just the flow of traffic's so different. It really is.
Yeah. I come from South, so I come. Well,
yeah, dude.
We are here.
Cutler Bay. It's ridiculous. Traffic from up here is horrible.
It's beyond horrible. It's
like literally
horrific. It's like a nightmare.
When I would have to be at school by 7, I would have to leave my house by 5:30, just to avoid traffic because traffic starts promptly at 6.
Well, that's facts.
So the thing is now in Homestead, so I live at exit 1 right before the Keys.
What?
Yeah.
They got this great car wash there.
Car wash?
Right next to a Tesla charging station. That's where I go to wash my car. Like vacuum it. It's free.
You mean the one by the Walmart?
Maybe. I don't really look around.
But the only Tesla charging station I know is
it's by a Sonny's Barbecue.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's for the Walmart. Yeah.
I didn't even know there's a Walmart there.
Yeah, well, yes, Walmart's car wash. They're building so many new houses there.
Really?
Yeah, because they're gentrifying all these different areas.
They're gentrifying this neighborhood. I noticed the other day they're building a Wawa, and around the corner, I drove away. I don't usually go, and I noticed they were making 2 really nice houses in a worst part of the neighborhood. That. And I was like,
yes,
okay.
I saw it on the way over here. Because since they're like Overtown, they're making these insane condos. Nobody can afford it, so they're making low income housing down Homestead.
Yeah, and
then just more and more people.
Property taxes skyrocket.
It's a 2-lane highway from exit 1 all the way up here.
For real.
Yeah. Until you get to around exit 13, that's not until everything starts spreading out. Yeah. So it is just horrendous.
It's gonna get even worse because Disney's building a water park right next to the zoo.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know it was Disney, but I knew a water park. If you go, what's the name? On what street is that?
152nd.
Yeah, if you go down 152nd, you're going to go down, you're going to pass the zoo, and then you're going to see it's like a plot of land they're building.
Now they're making that new biggest mall in the world now, between Broward and Miami-Dade.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I think it's expected to bring another 100,000 people per day.
Wait, do you not like that?
No way. Dude, I think malls are... I hate going to the mall. It's
really?
So shallow. It just seems...
No, I hate shopping. I do like the atmosphere of the mall.
Hate it.
I do. I don't know why.
I find it very shallow.
It is very shallow.
And I feel disgusting being in there because I go in, I get out, and just get what I need. But walking around, it's like a dirty feeling, you know?
I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like a waste of time.
Yeah. And sometimes it's in the middle of the day because you're a student, you're not working that. If I don't work that day, and I have this free time to go get something I need, like a shirt for this event or whatever, I go there. Dude, it's like middle of the day. There's a ton of people there. Don't they work?
Yeah, like they're literally just sitting down doing nothing.
Yeah, sitting on their phone.
I know that was a high school activity for me. Like that's something that we would plan to do. Yeah, that's something we would plan to do.
Never did that.
Like we would go watch a movie, walk around. That's what we would do.
Oh, that's cool.
No, because keep in mind
the movie's cool, but
keep in mind the walking around was the key point. Because we just wanted to speak to each other. First of all, we didn't have money like that. Most of us didn't have jobs.
Yeah.
This is early in our high school careers. We were just walking around, right? Enjoying our time together, talking. We just like the environment of the mall. For whatever reason, I can't really tell you. It's like, I enjoy the environment of, have you ever been to New York City? Like, downtown Manhattan?
Yeah.
Bro, it's beautiful at night.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, does that not give you a good energy rush?
It's like the lights and it's like...
Really?
I think that's the same idea with the mall. I think that.
I wasn't in New York at night because I was saying New Jersey because it's cheaper. I was in New Jersey, then we take a bus up there. Yeah, New York's nice. But yeah, it's a dirty feeling. But where'd you go to high school that you had the mall right next to you?
I didn't.
No, it was actually far?
Oh yeah, no, I mean like...
went to Varela, right?
Yeah, I went to Varela.
Oh, okay.
Dolphin, and then, what's the name? Dayland, Southland.
Really?
I hate Dolphin.
Me too. I like Dayland. Dayland is my favorite mall.
Well, that's
that's the one everybody goes to,
Yeah. My high school, we had a city park right on campus, right? So we would get out, we go pick a game of basketball. There's a gas station.
We did that a lot too.
Yeah, there's a gas station. So let's say at the end of the block you have the school. Down the end of the block you have the gas station. Go get a snack and then come back, go play basketball for a bit until you get picked up by your parents. So that was pretty cool.
The only reason I went to the mall would be to go to the movies or to run errands. I never stayed just to walk around.
Exactly. See,
that's it.
I have flat feet. So my feet be hurting.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, man. And to walk around, it's like outside, more fresh air.
That's so true. Yeah. Bro, I've had this idea, right? Like I mentioned earlier, I want to have a house in the middle of nowhere.
Really?
And I've been thinking. So sea levels are rising, right?
Yeah.
So the land mass of the United States is, along with everywhere else, but I'm focused on the U.S., is going to get smaller, right? So I develop a housing area in like the middle of Montana.
Above grounds?
No, yeah. In Montana, right? Hike the prices up than a bitch. It's a nice ass neighborhood.
That's so messed up. Hiking up prices,
bro.
It's smart.
No, because look, Montana right now. People don't think in the future. What is what would a plot of land cost? It's like
it's cheap.
Nickels, dimes compared to what it is in Miami. Buy that, make it cool. I bring a whole bunch of black people so I can make Montana cool, right? I bring a whole bunch of black people, make Montana cool. Make fake rappers like how 21 Savage, like how it seemed like he was from London, and he was like from Atlanta, all that. I just tell people that they're from Montana, but they're really from like some cool place like Cali or they're from Miami or some shit. Like, we from Montana, but repping 3.
If they're that cool, they're not gonna want to live in Montana though.
No, but you gotta make it cool. So I gotta get influencers to be like, yo, Montana's where it's at, bro. Cowboys, man, they come around.
It's freezing out there. It's like borderline Canada.
Yeah. Bro, no. First of all, that's a huge misconception. Chicago is colder than most places above it because of the lake.
Dude, it was negative 50 in Chicago when it was cold down here.
Exactly.
Dude, my sister's best friend, she goes to University of Chicago, negative 50. She said her hands were bleeding because it was so cold.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then the blood doesn't even go down your finger because it's like frozen.
I know that. Another funny Chicago story. So my mom's a physical therapy assistant. So she goes around doing home health. She talks to patients. One of her patients used to live in Chicago because of her husband's job. So this thing called storm windows, right? So they go above your regular windows. They didn't know that. It was an apartment. So they didn't do it. Everything froze in the living room. So they had a waterbed. The waterbed froze.
Imagine you jump on it and you like break your arms.
Yeah. There were icicles forming on the actual hangers in their closet. And my bad. It's not the living room. It was the regular bedroom. And they called the landlord saying, "What do we do?" It's like, close the storm windows. Wait until spring for it to thaw. Nothing else you could do. So they were sleeping in front of the heater.
Wet and just dripping everywhere in the house. What a shame. Yeah. First of all, why the fuck they have a waterbed? What year was this?
It's probably 80s.
Oh, okay. I was like...
Before they, that was a cool thing to have.
Have you ever been on a waterbed?
Nah,
me either. I want to though before I die.
I think maybe just to sit in it and lay on to see how it feels, but to actually
sleep in it,
dude, that's horrible for your back.
It gotta be, right?
Yeah, there's no back support on it.
Actually, no. I think it would work because the water, it forms into whatever shape it's going. That made no sense. You know when you pour water in a cup and it fits exactly the shape of the cup?
Yeah.
So technically, you would think it would fit the shape of your back.
You'd think so. I don't know. I mean, at least what I saw is that they say, get, a firm mattress because it's better for your back.
Yeah, like sometimes sleeping on the floor, as long as you don't sleep on your side, it can feel really good.
Yeah, decompress your spine. That's really good.
Yeah, oh my god.
It's actually not bad for you.
The waterbed?
Yeah, it's good for back pain.
Really?
Yeah, because think, like what I was saying, it forms to your back.
It was the mattress companies, they said that.
Huh?
It was the mattress companies that said, the waterbeds are bad for you.
And if you have
that makes sense.
You can actually have warm water flowing through them, which can
that's pretty cool.
Facilitate blood flow.
Actually, it was pretty cool. It was this thing on a home show we went to when I was a kid, and it was like this long, it was like a long table, but it was like a waterbed thing, and it actually massaged you using jets.
Oh.
Yeah.
3 for 3.
That's pretty cool, and I tried it, and that felt pretty good. I was like 12, and I used it. I was like, yeah, this is pretty fun. Dad, let's get this. And it was a ridiculous price. It was stupid. But that was pretty cool.
How do you change the sheets on those things? It must be annoying.
Why? No, it's under the protection of whatever materials.
No, but because this movie, you can't really get a grip on it.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's literally just a giant bag of plastic in a frame.
Yeah, because like when you're trying to lift the mattress up from the corner and it like envelops your hand, and like you're trying to
I think you're supposed to get them serviced just for the material, right?
Maybe they make the corners of the beds hard so you can do that. Maybe. That would make sense if they did.
But can you imagine drowning in a waterbed though?
That'd be so tragic.
That was a thousand ways.
I was gonna say, oh my gosh, he was handcuffed to the bed, right?
Yeah, like this guy was like into some kinky shit, and he literally
he
was wearing
high heels. 4 for 4.
Yo.
And he was
he was spazzing out.
To the bed, and he was trying to get up, and the high heel punctured the bed, and he sank, and all that water came up. And
the more he would freak out, the more he would keep hitting the water bed, and the water just kept getting higher and higher. And dude,
why couldn't he pull himself up?
Because he was handcuffed.
I get it. Why couldn't he use that? Oh, too tight.
Yeah. He was stretched out. He didn't have any way to. Lever him up.
I don't remember the show very well. Were they true stories?
They shouldn't be true. Some of those are too out there. There's a story of this guy that he put on a steamroller, construction worker. He put on top of this hill, and then he was drunk apparently working. He went to this porta potty, and as he's in there, he didn't put the parking brake on the steamroller, went down, and then rolled over on him. That
seems like it could have happened. The waterbed also seems like it could have happened.
The way the planets had to align, that God will want you dead at that point.
I mean, not necessarily. Okay, you said it was at the top of a hill, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't was like a legitimate hill. It was one of those, the sand hills they make for construction.
Okay.
It was on a construction site. So imagine the way that planets had to align just for that to happen to you. Yeah.
I don't think it's that many things that had to happen. I mean, the porta potty just had to be in line
granted,
with...
it's realistic, but still.
It just had to be in line with where the whatever machine it was coming down.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it didn't turn or anything because usually those are very, straight.
Well, it's like that joke that Cat Williams had about this guy that he jumped into the tiger enclosure in America. And he says, and he got killed, obviously. He's like, if you got killed by a tiger in America and you're in a zoo... You deserve to die.
Yeah. No, bro.
Around
the protection they put around that, like, to avoid that is immense. Like, there's no...
Tigers?
Have you seen that video? No. I'm talking about zoos in general.
Oh.
Like, there's no reason an animal should hurt you. I saw a video of a gorilla get really angry and run at the glass, and it pounded on it, and it fractured the glass.
Oh, really?
The glass. I was like, holy shit.
Dude, gorillas, that's scary. Dude, any, like, chimps, those are freaky.
Yeah.
Like, I know at the zoo they have like these strength machines to compare your strength to that of a gorilla. Like
nowhere fucking close.
Like something, like literally, like you see like the buffest guys do it, and like they barely hold a candle to like a chimp.
That's the thing, because the body fat. Joe Rogan was talking about this. The body fat of chimps, it's like corded muscle. Let's say
that's why they sink.
Yeah,
they can't swim.
Let's say they have the same body mass as you. Their muscle, first of all, the percentage of muscle to fat is way higher, and the density of their muscles is so much. Like, touch my bicep. You can push it in. Yeah. You can. That's a chimp's muscle right there. The table I'm banging.
Not only that,
it's a rock.
but chimps have two sets of hands out on their feet too. So you grab by the hand, they just like choke you out with their feet.
They have just literally the grip strength alone is enough.
That's why I get worried when I see chimps like climbing, but then I'm like, oh wait, nah, they're straight.
Have you ever seen those people get attacked by chimps though? Dude, they're messed up. They take your fingers, they take your toes, your nose, your ears. This happens to a guy. He lost all that, and he lost his family jewels too, man. Lost everything.
They robbed him.
Oh yeah, he got robbed. No,
I mean, humans come from that, according to the genetics. So.
Yeah, it's like a common ancestor.
Yeah.
That's the way they do it.
Yeah, 1,000 Ways to Die was more based on myths and science.
Yeah, of course it was.
Possible ways to die.
And yeah, it makes sense. That could have happened.
Yeah.
And who's to say it hasn't happened? It just hasn't been reported or found out about.
Yeah, literally. Like, I saw one where like this guy made his own slip and slide at home by putting like a bunch of trash bags on the floor, and then
I can see how this could go bad.
You're actually not gonna believe how I want that.
Okay.
There was one nail that was sticking out because it was on a deck.
Oh.
The nail sticking out. He jumped and it pulled out his entrails.
Oh.
Yeah. You weren't expecting that.
Well,
I bet he got up and he felt a scratch. That's probably what he would have felt at first. Then he gets up and it's like...
No, like he slid in, like, cause it was on a deck.
I see what you mean. It was like this and it was like...
And it literally just pulled it out and then he just fell into the pool and stopped it.
Oh my gosh. We want to talk about 1,000 Ways to Die though. So when I was in high school, my school was academy school, right? So you'd have a police academy or a fire academy, depending on what you wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
You had to pick one. So I picked fire. It's more medical. The stories they would tell you, man. There's one, right? That a power line, it was in a shopping center, fell down. And so when it happens, you have to call FPL. You got to get the electricity shut down before you can do anything. Well, these two guys want to be heroes, want to leave. So their plan was, well, one guy held up the power cord, then I was going to back out, and then that was it. According to the witnesses at that scene, as soon as the guy grabbed it, he got thrown into the air, fire blowing out from both of his arms bends, like his elbows.
Wait, what? Fire?
Like electricity, like
boom! Like the electricity combusted his arms.
Yeah, so his arms were just getting blown out. He was in midair. Done.
You don't touch power lines because they do have the potential to lift you up.
Yeah.
And, like, knock you around. Like, you think, oh, it's a fucking cord. I can just grab it. No. There's so much potential energy in those things that anything can, like, send them flying.
Yeah. So that was a crazy story.
And they, like, flop around and...
I don't remember any flopping around. They just said they took him in the air and then he was dead when they got over there. Obviously, because it was thousands and thousands and thousands of volts.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's a shitty way to go. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
That's an unnecessary way to go.
Yo.
Unnecessary.
We reached our time limit.
Really?
No way.
That was
Are you serious?
117. Right?
No way.
Whoa.
Damn.
Yo,
man.
for sure, I gotta have you back.
Sweet,
This has been the 20th installment of an Isaiah Distant Conversation. If you enjoyed, please leave a 5-star rating and a review. Until next time, you want to give any final shout outs?
Sure, man. So right now on campus at FIU, our fraternity, Kappa Sigma, raising money for Military Heroes campaign, selling cookies on campus. Any support helps. Anything and everything helps. Thank you guys for having me. Awesome time.